Welcome to the Rude Dog Show. You should know the gentleman on the left-hand side. I shouldn't have to tell you, but if you don't know, unless you've been out of Wisconsin, if you've never been to Detroit and ever been to a Lions game or Packers game, you would not know the guy on my left. He's a total stud. He works out at home, COVID or no COVID. The guy is training. He's ready to go. Despite injured reserve last season, he's ready to rock and roll. He looks like a beast. He is a beast. But he's the nicest guy on the planet. Welcome, Mike Daniels, defensive tackle for the Detroit Lions. How are you, Mike?
I'm good. I got to correct you because right now I am not with them. It's free agency, so we don't know where who Mike plays for right now. We don't know. It's mystery. So we'll find out when it's
You're ready.
Man. But thanks for having me. Yes.
Absolutely. You're definitely ready. I know you had signed a one-year deal last season. I just thought naturally, and I may have assumed a little too much, that perhaps they were going to kind of re-ink you for another year tender. But that's all right. NFL teams, if you don't know Mike Daniels, you need to look up his stats. The guy started tons of games in Green Bay over his years there. He's had 235 total tackles. He's got 30 sacks. Love this guy. I love his stuff. A little bit of anime here and there. I like that too. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to keep it real.
That is me right there. I love, man. My brother and I was just talking about some potential voice acting stuff. I mean, we love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, there you go. And you know what? You have a good voice for that. Maybe some big, dark, gruely guy, the one out to get someone. It's like,
absolutely. I would absolutely love to be a villain.
My gosh, of course.
I could bring out that sinister role. Or like the anti-hero. I think I'd be a pretty good anti-hero.
Okay, anti-hero, the guy running kind of the intermittents and kind of running between and –
Yeah, like the bad good guy.
The bad good guy. The guy who flips at a drop of a hat. So it depends on who you are.
The guy who's not afraid to finish the job. Right?
That's it. Because despite the ones that don't.
Hey, villains are sinister. They're going to come back. So you got to get rid of them.
He's got to go down. Just get out the biggest, knife or sword you got and, just kind of take him down. So we'll dive into the Robotech. We'll dive into anime. I mentioned Robotech because I'm a real big fan of Robotech. Of course,
that's old. That's
in the 80s. Yeah,
yeah,
it's older, but the first anime distributed here in the U.S.
Carl Masek, yes.
Mm-hmm, and they decided to pull it because people were getting impaled. Be it for me to have a problem with that, but it is a cartoon. It never really happened. It's fictitious to the bone. But anyway, we'll dive into that. We're gonna talk about Mike here for a little bit. This is Rudy Reyes with Mike Daniels, a free agent. So correction, a free agent who is ready for an NFL team. And I can guarantee you, someone's gonna pick this guy up. I guarantee you, I can almost smell the grass that he's gonna step on. Hopefully there's nothing other than just grass there. And, anyway, we'll kind of avoid that. Welcome to the show, Mike. It's been a while. Last time we talked was the 2018 ESPY Awards. We were lined up like sardines out on the red carpet.
Yeah, it was hot,
seen you walk by. It was hot. I was in a three-piece suit. I was dying. It was, it was like 105 or something like that.
Hot.
No, not me. But you know what? I did it. I stuck through it. As a matter of fact, just so you know, before I left there, I had a conversation with my boss at the time. And he told me, he says, you know what? You need to get something good. I mean, good, like stellar good. And I said, oh my God, everybody's leaving. Everybody's going. They're wrapping it up. They're closing the food. They're setting the detour signs up so people can get out of here, call it a day. Lo and behold, Peyton Manning is walking out from behind with his entourage.
He hosted it that year, right?
He sure did, and he roasted Kevin Durant, but we won't go there.
Yeah.
I'm sure Kevin Durant remembers that very, very well, and I'll probably tag him on this episode of the Rude Dog Show. But, Mike, there's a lot of great things you did while you were in Green Bay. To me, and probably a lot of other fans, you'll always be a Green Bay Packer. You did so many great things while you were there. You'd played almost your entire career there up until 2018. You played 2019 with Detroit. What message would you have for an NFL team looking at a guy who's not super broad, but can get away from would-be blocks, the double teams, things of that nature? How would you position yourself literally and figuratively for an NFL team to come snag you up?
Yeah, well, what I would tell NFL teams is that you're getting a wiser, more cunning, and more tactical and more dangerous football player. Dangerous towards the other team's game plan, right? I've learned a lot this last year, man. There was a lot of maturity there. I had to grow quite a bit, and it's interesting because I've always done a great job leading. I've always, had a good rapport with my teammates in the locker room. But this year, going into a new locker room where everybody knows you but they don't know you, and reestablishing myself with a whole new organization, whole new coaching staff, new teammates, new training room, new weight room, the janitors, the people who worked in the lunchroom, all the cooks and man, just the security guards, the people who work at the stadium. These people don't know you, so you have to really take a step back, be a rookie all over again, and be quiet. Really walk with great humility and observe, learn the way of this new land that you're in, right? And to have to do that again, to have that opportunity to do that rather again, it was great. Seriously, and I wouldn't tell everybody, hey, go to another team or anything like that. But what I am saying is kind of take a step back and reestablish yourself, right? Really, if you've had some great success, walk into work like as if you haven't done any of that before. Like you're a rookie, like you're a young guy, and you're eager to learn. You're excited to see your teammates. You're excited to go to that workout. You're excited to go to that practice. You're excited to go just to have lunch with the guys, right? Like really take that time to reintegrate yourself into the locker room again, because it'll really open your eyes and you'll actually grow so much as a person. And because I was able to have that experience, I truly believe, well, I know that I can contribute so much more than I ever had off the field.
I've seen your workouts. I've seen your workouts. You're absolutely tearing up. You have a little fun here and there, but look, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you're stuck inside. You're doing your own training. You're doing your own thing in your own comfort of your own home, and you're trying to get something done. What does it take from a sideline perspective? Because you were on injured reserve. What was your biggest humility point that you reached mentally and emotionally to where now you're on the sidelines and you're cheering everybody on, trying to get the W? What is your mindset, not knowing these guys almost at all, but now you're in the locker room, they come in, their heads are down. What would you say to maybe a rookie, first year, second year? What would you tell them to get their mind out of the loss and to help focus on the next game?
Yeah, I really can only speak towards my own experiences, obviously, and being a follower of Christ, I would just say, hey, my faith has really pulled me through a lot of tough situations. I go on IR, I get cut, and yet I'm still at peace with these things, not as a person who's not a competitor. Obviously, you're going to, not be happy when you get cut. You're going to not be happy when you go on IR because you're limiting your competition, right? Or your chances to compete. But knowing that God has got me, no matter what, I would just tell them that my faith has really just strengthened me and brought peace to me during this time. And with that peace, I'm able to refocus, right? I'm able to look, lick my wounds, watch the film, and get back to work. because that's what it takes, ultimately, is being able to assess what went wrong, get into the corrections, and move on to the next day. You can't lose twice, can't let the same team beat you twice. And I take that with going on IR. You can't let your experience going on IR once defeat you again. Now I've been on it twice. And I'm not going to, let that mentally mess with me. I'm going to get back into my training. I'm going to train even harder. Okay? Michigan, I got the word that I saw a fly there. Mr. Miyagi style, grab it. But
I was like, where's the tongs at the hashis?
You're right. Here they are right here, right? So but when I found out that Michigan was going to get locked down, I instantly started ordering equipment because I knew, okay, I'm going to have to get my working at home. And while I'm working in the comforts of my own home, something hit me and said, I need to show my fans and the younger players that this is how you recover from an injury. This is how you still walk around with your crown on your head, right? This is how you still walk around with your head up high, right? As a king or a queen, to my fans and the females, that you are still awesome, no matter what you go through. I went on IR twice. I've been cut, and I'm still giving everything that I have so that I can stand strong again and be there for my new set of teammates, my new coaches, and the new organization I'll be at.
So your mind's open. You're ready to accept the very next challenge and all the nuances, everything that really comes with those challenges, right? Because all the nuances range from maybe personality conflicts. Maybe they have like brand new equipment, like just open a brand new, workout facility, things of that nature. And being ready and prepared. Would you say that you're evenly keeled across the board, being athletically, emotionally, and physically ready to go if you were to get that call?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm ready to go right now. We could play tomorrow. I am good to rock.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Hopefully the NFL season will go on. And that kind of leads me to the next question. What do you think about NFL stadiums maybe not having the fans in them? I mean, clearly it's not going to be the same. I have a problem with it. Most people do. Fans obviously want to attend their games. But what do you think about having no fans in the stands potentially for this upcoming season?
If we had to play in a parking lot, I don't care. I'm coming for that thirst for battle. See, I play in the trenches, and it's warfare in the trenches, man. It's a combat sport. See, football is a physical game, but when you get in the trenches, it becomes a combat sport. It's actual hand fighting. There's trying to control another human being. There's hand placement. There's leverage. You're attacking and defending. You're attacking counter attack or punching and counter punching rather. So you really have to have a warrior's mindset in the trenches, and with that, you don't care where the battle takes place. We can go play in somebody's basement. Obviously, there's no basements that big, I don't think. But
I've yet to see one.
Still going to get it on, man. You're going to. Now, to not have the fans at the same time, it would still be devastating because you enjoy the fans. You love the fans. I enjoy the fans. I love them. I love the home team fans. And I was blessed to be able to play at Iowa and Green Bay. Very great fan bases. And then Detroit, they were an awesome fan base. Despite everything that the Lions organization has struggled with, those fans are loyal and diehard. So I've had 3 really good fan bases to play in front of, and man, they love you so much. So when the crowd gets loud as they're making a big play, that's cool. But when you come back to the sideline and your fans are saying, "Great job, man. Keep it up. You're kicking it butt, man. We love you, man. Keep it going." Or "Get the other guys going, man. You're doing it." Like that's something that's definitely something you can feed off of during camp. When the fans are there, oh, you want to bust your teammates up? or the other team in the scrimmage even more. On the flip side, I love going to away games. I love being told I suck by the opponent team. Because I love when I get the chance to shut them up. It's fun. Or you can play to them. You can make a play from the sideline and wave to them. And they'll say, oh, you big ham or whatever. You know, I'm for all of that. So I can go either way. I really want the fans to be able to be there because I love the experience of them being able to come to the game, and we can, go into battle and they cheer for that. We're like gladiators, right?
Mm-hmm.
Also, if there didn't have to be any fans, I'd be okay with that too, because no matter what, we can go play in the parking lot, man. I'm going into battle, and I have to defeat that man across from me. So personally, I'm gonna win in any situation. I guess is what I'm saying.
So either way, I mean, whether there are fans there or not there.
I would hate it for the fans. I would hate it for the fans so much because I love our football fans. Just NFL fans in general. I played on 2 different teams, and I see how the love that they give, and then I see the hate that teams give to you when you're on the opposing team, or the fans give to you when you're on the opposing team. And I just love that because the fans are so passionate. And I would hate for NFL fans not to be able to experience going to the games too.
So you enjoy being the bad guy, and that goes back to what we were talking about earlier about the whole anime thing, being the guy who's just getting the job done regardless, and he doesn't take affiliation. Right. He just wants to get the job done. So I think that is parallel to your love for anime, and you've been obviously noted for that for quite some time. I don't even know how long. I mean, it's been a while. Right. So fans, no fans, it doesn't matter. You're good to go. You can rock and roll, just get it done and call it a day and walk out with a W. Okay.
That's what I have to do. Because the thing is, it's the same mentality you take in practice, right? Mm-hmm. You getting ready for the game that week. There are no fans at practice. Right? Not like during camp. There are no fans at practice during the game week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you have to line up across from your teammate, and you got to beat them up and go make the play because you're getting ready for the game.
Yep.
No fans cheering, nothing. You have to get after it.
Yep.
So if you're bringing the appropriate intensity when you don't have the fans there, then if the fans can't be there, it won't make a difference for your performance.
Right.
You are going to play the way you practice. That's all to it. I've been in games where the stadium was clearing out because we were blowing the team out or we were getting blown out at home. And I'm still giving everything that I have.
I think there's more there.
In the fourth
I think you have tons in the tank. A ton in the tank.
Yes.
Well, you gotta have it. You gotta have it. You gotta have the energy. You gotta know your role. You've done the X's and O's. You've been in the room. You've done your video training. You've went through all of that. You've done your athletic workouts. You've done your cardio. You've done all of that. For people that don't know who this guy is, Mike Daniels here on the Rude Dog Show. He's a free agent. I can almost feel the phone ringing and saying, "Hey, we need this guy. We need him. We need him now." That's what I'm saying.
Thank you.
But hey,
you
know, that's just me. I've seen your body work. I haven't experienced it. I haven't been put on my keister by you, and heaven forbid I never will. But but for those that don't know, started all 14 games. Oh, he didn't start 14 games. He played in 16 from 2013 to 2018, and 30 sacks. 30 sacks. What do you attribute to getting in that backfield? I mean, tell me, how do you get past these guys? We're talking mano a mano. You're talking about the trenches earlier and how that is incorporated, obviously a very key component to winning at the line. What does it take to win at the line, and how do you get to these guys and put them on their backside?
So I attribute that to just the Warriors mentality, right? And it's interesting because I played in a 3-4 fire zone scheme my entire career, right? So I was never really, I think outside of my second year, I was never really a guy who was chosen to rush the passer. It's Harvard, coach saw fit, but I was a pass rusher my second year, and then the rest of my career I did a lot of I played the run. I played the run, which is funny because I was smaller than everybody out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but I did very well in playing the run in that scheme. And what I'm saying is I've never in that 4-3, hey, get up the field, play the run on the way to the quarterback, just go get them football. It was, hey, play double teams, that's your linebackers play. So to get those sacks, my opportunities were extremely limited. There were some years I think I could probably count on two hands the amount of times I played third down, right?
Mm-hmm.
And those sacks really go back to that Warriors mentality. A Warrior is going to prepare himself in such a way that he can throw a punch and counterpunch for success. And what I'm saying is when you throw the punch, it's going to land because you've already studied that offensive lineman's weaknesses. You're going to be able to counterpunch because you study his strengths. So when he goes to his set in the way that he does, now you can counter that. Mm-hmm. And everybody plays differently. Some guys play similar to other guys. Some body types, they just typically have similar skill sets. Some are complete anomalies. Like you'll have an undersized offensive lineman who's a heavy jump setter, mm-hmm. which is like you're small. If you jump set, you're going to get power, but they're strong, right? So, or you might have a very, very fleet-footed big guy, where most big guys are phone booth guys. Well, this guy is a good kick slider. He's patient. He's athletic. He can mirror you. So it's very interesting. You have to really study the game. Like right now, right, I'm not on the team, so I don't have a iPad. So I watch games on YouTube, mm-hmm. right? That's how I'm getting my film study in, right? I'm watching games on YouTube that the NFL's uploaded or that maybe fans may have uploaded, but I'm watching games on YouTube to get my film study in. And it's like The Art of War by Sun Tzu. The battle is won before it's fought. And that comes from your preparation. You have to prepare. That's the warrior's mindset. With that preparation comes the technique now. Your technique work. I grew up wrestling. Hand placement, leverage, violence. Those three things. And then activity. If you're stagnant too long in wrestling, you can get caught. And also in wrestling, you're used to counterpunching, so to speak. So to take all those things to account, it's really the warrior's mindset that has truly allowed me to, or awarded me the opportunity to get to the quarterback in the limited opportunities that I have had in my career. Once again, like I said, I was never able to just fall into a sack because I'm just flying through a gap, and so is everybody else, and the linebacker is too, and now the quarterback has nowhere to go, and boom, I'm there. Very strategic, just very mental, right? And every guy, you have to switch it up against him, and that's just how I approach the game. But the one thing that stays consistent is the warrior's mindset.
Sure.
I'm going to know you well, way well, than you'll ever know me. And, man, I read you like a book, man. I already know what chapter I'm trying to go to. Yeah. And that's all to it.
Yeah. Yeah. You weren't highly drafted out of high school. You received scholarships only for Iowa and Temple, where you obviously played Iowa. Do you carry that over? Is there some type of dynamic that you feel carries over? Maybe that chip on your shoulder because you didn't get the big NCAA, Division I deal, getting into college USC's or your Notre Dame's or anything. Right. Do you still play with that kind of chip on your shoulder, knowing that you were only looked after or sought after by 2 universities coming out of high school?
I carry a chip on my shoulder from my freshman year of high school, man. That's just, it's in my DNA. From the time I was a kid, I got a chip on my shoulder. But specific to this situation, so Temple never offered me, right? Mm-hmm. And Villanova did, and they offered me maybe a day or two before Iowa did, right? Mm-hmm. And I remember the week before I took my visit to, or the couple days before I took my visit to Villanova, I'm waiting for that. I guess it would be FBS now. It was Division 1A at that time offer, and I kept telling my coach, "Hey, I just need to get there. Just get me there. I'm gonna make the most of it." In our high school, we weren't very good. Now they're good now, but we weren't good at all. We won 4 games. That was an accomplishment for us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, there was only 3 guys who had gotten scholarships to play Division I football since the school was established in 1967. Mm-hmm. And so I was massively overlooked. It wasn't even funny how overlooked I was. And that put a huge chip on my shoulder. Seeing guys who really got a lot of looks solely because they were on championship teams, right? Mm-hmm. And they're getting the honors, the state honors and everything because of the team they're on. And they got to shine bright on a big stage. Mm-hmm. And I remember my coach telling me, "Mike, I don't think D1 single A is going to happen. You might have to, just take the double A scholarship." I said, "Okay, well, I'm going to go double A and I'm going to make the most of it. I'm going to the NFL." So a couple days after that, Iowa offered me, but I already had my visit for Villanova scheduled. So I went to Villanova, and all of a sudden, they didn't have a scholarship anymore. They didn't know. They were waiting for a kid to go on a medical or something like that. So I said, "That's okay, cool. I'm going to just go take my visit to Iowa." And then that was it. So Iowa was my only offer. And I carried that. Going to the meeting room, I got guys with offers from all over the place. And I said, "All right, I'm going to show that I'm better than you. Period. I'm going to show that I'm better than you." When I got to the league, so, to hear the stories, these guys recruiting stories and everything, it was insane. And I said, "That's cool. I had one offer. So when you see me pushing a sled with 6 plates on it, 50 yards, you know where that comes from, right?"
Exactly.
That's just the mindset, man.
Yeah. It rolls with you literally, and you're sliding with that chip the whole time. They turn me down. They turn me down. I'm rolling. I'm grinding. I'm pushing, and I can kind of relate to that in only one way. Obviously, not football. I wasn't really gifted that way, or maybe I didn't start that way. I was just a kid. I didn't really have a ton of direction, but I realized at the age of 40, I'm 46. I realized at the age of 40 that I want to do something bigger than myself. And when I started doing this in broadcasting, don't forget, I started at 40. I had people tell me no. I had interviews with the Raiders, the Lakers. I had all these no's, and it was another log in the fire, just throwing another log in the fire. And I kept, drilling and practicing. Practice makes perfect, like everybody says, and it's true. It's completely accurate. So when I had somebody tell me, "You know what, you're too old," that was a final straw. I said, "Are you joking?" So shortly thereafter, and not to go too much off tangent, but just in relation to being the underdog, I'm 40 years old. I'm going on television at 45. Okay. So
yes.
Am I done? No, not even close. Do I look 46? No, I don't. Am I going to look 47? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But the bottom line is that the relation between the grinders, the drivers, the pushers, the movers are the opposite of the ones who allow other people to tell them no, who say they can't do it, who can't be that person. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. I'm not one of those people. Clearly, you're not. Mike Daniels joins me here on the Rude Dog Show. This is Rudy Reyes on for a little bit longer. Let's talk about your junior year with the Hawkeyes. I haven't really followed a whole lot of Iowa football. Here and there. They managed to come on TV in some act of God. Maybe that was the design of it. But
Right.
You played in every game. You started in 8 of them. You played against Ball State. You had a career best 4 solo tackles and a loss and a sack. Tell me about that exact season. How did that prepare you mentally and emotionally to move on to the remainder of your final season?
It's funny you mentioned that because so after all the chip on my shoulder stuff in high school, I get to Iowa. And I remember we had two upperclassmen who were seniors in my second year. I redshirted, and my redshirt sophomore year came up, and I was slotted to be the starter. So after 2 practices, I caught some really bad cramps, man. I mean, I was cramping badly, right? And it really affected my performance. Well, after that, I was no longer a starter, and it remained that way all the way up until we won the Orange Bowl. So that year where I was supposed to be a starter, I only got a varsity letter because I played kick return.
Mm.
That's how much I didn't play. So to sit there and to have the whole Orange Bowl experience and not play, I was pissed. Seriously, I was pissed off that year.
I would have been.
And I started putting some extra work in. I started doing some MMA training, some Taekwondo training, right? To start to get back into that combat warriors mentality that I had for wrestling my entire life. So going into that season, I had an opportunity to start in the first game, and I just did everything I could to make sure that I cemented myself as the starter. And then we ended up having the best defensive line in college football that year. So that game was just another casualty of me on a rampage, right? And
yeah,
it was I think I had 4 tackles for loss and a sack.
Mm-hmm.
First
sack.
It was it was something, man. It was definitely something that year. That whole year was my year to show that don't ever not give me an opportunity again. See what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Because now I have to come and take it. And at one point, I remember, I think mid-season, I had more sacks and tackles for loss than the entire D-line combined. And that was all those guys was in the NFL, very good players. And that was the same defensive line that throttled Georgia Tech in the Orange Bowl the year before. So to do that, that's just me. That was like my coming out party that year. And oddly enough, that's the year that Green Bay noticed me because they were looking at everybody else, and I jumped out. So
they were scouting, yeah.
Absolutely. So that year, that definitely was definitely highly motivated. And if you saw a tweet Christian Kirksey, linebacker for the Packers now, is with the Browns, prior to, he said, "I've seen this Mike before, you know, in these motivated Pistons in his scary hours." Well, that year was Christian's first year, so he's referring to that, and that's exactly how I feel now, right? And I'm just excited to get back going because, quite frankly, I actually thrive when I'm in these kind of positions, right?
Backs against the wall.
I thrive in this kind of position. See, there's a lot of guys who they only thrive when everything's going good, when they're at the top and they're the man. Well, I do well there too, but I really thrive when I have a lot to prove. And that's what I'm most excited about my current positioning right now.
And I think you're on it. I think if NFL teams look at this, they watch this, they study your mannerisms, the way that you're speaking, how much you're ready. If they've watched your videos, I mean, look, an NFL team is going to knock on your door. It's just a question of when. So with the virtual workouts and things of that nature, how are you handling COVID? Everybody's wanting to stay indoors. Things are opening up, you know, here and there throughout the nation. But if you're in Michigan, you've seen a lot of stuff going on television, may not be the highlight of what you want to watch on television, but, you know, it's really what's going on. Where do you stand in all of that to the effect of how are you handling this?
I just want to say thank you to all the people on the front line right now, everybody working in the hospitals, people who are constantly not being able to really social distance the way they want to, whether they're working in grocery stores or other places of that nature, food places, you know, they're back in their kitchen together and things like that. So, and then the custodians who have to clean up all the latent COVID that's probably around. So I just really want to show some love to them and thank them, right, for really being selfless during this time. Also, So with that being said, this has how this has affected the NFL, right? Is just really given me a great opportunity to work out of the comfort of my home, man. And you don't really get a chance to do that. That's why I took advantage of this, and I built myself steadily building myself a gym. Turned my entire basement into a gym. My garage, half of my garage is a gym. The other half is where my wife parks the truck, right? So otherwise, that whole garage would be gym number 2.
Right.
For some things that I can't do outside. Maybe put a Vertimax or something in there. I get some explosive squat jumps. So this has been great for me. The whole NFL situation, this has been great for me because I'm getting an opportunity to work and work and work and work, and then just walk upstairs, take a shower, and eat, play with the kids, hang with my wife. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I get to get work, and then I'm right home, and I'm loving it. I've always been an extremely hard worker, and that's another reason why I'm putting out the videos, because I want my fans and the young guys to see, like, this is who I am. This is who I am. The young guys to see this is how you overcome injuries. This is how you make it as long as I have, and for the fans to really see that this is why I speak with confidence and authority, because of how I work.
Mm-hmm.
I know my training, right? Goes
Mm-hmm.
back to the warrior mind state. I know I'm prepared.
Right.
So I'm going to step on that field with confidence. I'm going to speak with confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Wind, laws, rain, sun, snow, whatever. Whether I perform well or not, I'm still going to have that confidence because of how I prepared. And being able to do it from home, it gives me even more of a surge in my workouts now, right?
Yeah, absolutely does. Yeah.
Because I'm now I'm home. It brings a whole nother element of comfort to my work. I feel like I'm in high school all over again, and I'm walking into my high school weight room for the first time. I'm 145 pounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like that all over again.
I wish I was that young still, but age is nothing. Age is nothing. We get all past
You're only
that.
old as you feel. You're only as old as
That's
you
right.
feel.
That's exactly right. And I don't feel 46, and I'm sure you don't feel your age
I
either.
definitely
So
don't feel
there it is
31.
there.
Not at
No,
all.
not at all. No, not at all. Mike Daniels joins me here on the Rude Dog Show for just a few minutes longer. There were a lot of great memories you had with Green Bay, and I know they've moved past Mike McCarthy. He's now the head coach in Dallas, and playing with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, you guys just, there were so many great positions that the franchise, great Packers franchise. I'm a diehard Steelers fan. Of course, it was a shame, and I was going to ask C-Dub, Charles Woodson, what he thought about that game, but we didn't go there. What was it? What is your favorite memory? What is your best takeaway? Not only from an educational standpoint, a maturity standpoint, but from memories that you shared with your fellow teammates, whether it's in the locker room or off the field or even on the field.
Anytime stepping in that huddle, man, you just get to, you and your brothers, you're high fiving each other, you're dapping each other up, you're hitting each other upside the head in the helmet, like, yo, it's go time. It's go time. I'll never forget in college, actually, Tyler Sash, rest in peace, for the first game of the season, he comes running up to the huddle. It's party time, boys. And like that first huddle, there's just no other feeling like that. Everybody talks about running out of the tunnel and making a big play, but that first huddle, if you had any butterflies or nervousness or whatever, that's gone because you're looking your brothers in the eye and it's like, yo, it's time. It's time for battle. And we in this together. I got your back. You got mine. And that's the best experience I had really in Green Bay because we truly had a great group of dudes, man. And we kicked butt and we had fun. Oh, man, we had fun in the huddle, talking trash to each other, guys taking ownership when things went wrong, telling each other great job, having each other's back. Hey, man, flush that play. I'll make up for it, man. I got your back.
Mm-hmm.
Stopping them on a big stop or a turnover, everybody celebrating everything. That's what you live for in this game, right? That's what you live for. That camaraderie.
Yeah.
That
Camaraderie.
camaraderie.
The words right out of my mouth, Mike. Camaraderie.
That camaraderie. That's what it is.
I love
That's
it.
what you're talking about in the locker room after the game. You might say something crazy happened on the field, like you're joking about it later, you know. I've been on the butt end of some jokes, man, and it's all in great fun, man, because
Sure.
everybody gets got. It's the NFL. It's some funny stuff, man. It's you get in the film room, you're watching it. You might have a play where you might have got pancaked or something crazy. You're like, oh man, you know. And it's always funny because you always know because the guy starts to explain himself. Yeah, man. You see on this play, this kind of happened. Oh man, it's the most fun I've ever had, man. It's just that camaraderie. And in Green Bay, we had it, man. That's the one thing I definitely miss. We had some funny guys, man. We had some clowns, and in the good sense, not in the derogatory term.
Sure.
Like Sam Barrington, Clay, Morgan, Burnett, HaHa Clinton Dix, man. I mean, LaTroy Guyon, B.J. Rodgers, funny Pickett, Jolly, man, and Dayton Jones. Like, I played with some. It was just the guys are just funny, just telling jokes. Then the different personalities.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have a guy that doesn't speak Julius. Then when he does speak, it's like, whoa, what happened? You got Wood. I remember one play where Wood, Woodson. I was a rookie, and I'm still learning the scheme. You know, like I said, it was never that, hey, get up the field and go make plays, or even the typical 4-3 fire off the ball and attack scheme, which is what I played at Iowa. It was like a flat read and react, and it was definitely different. And I didn't know, like, my head from my tail, right? And, like, play one way, I'm looking another way, and I'm like, whoa, am I even in the proper stance for this different technique that I've never played before in my life? All of a sudden, like, I trip, roll up, and it's crazy. And I get up, and Wood is, like, picking me up. Like, he's like, hey, man, you okay? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what just happened, right? So that's a moment I'll never forget, man. That was definitely funny. But once again, like I said, the different personalities, man. You don't get those moments without the personalities. And that's one thing I'll say, embrace being different. Because that's what makes everything so great. Everybody's different, man.
Sure. Yeah. You got the diversity, the camaraderie. Everybody just brings who they are to the table. It's legit. Everybody's just being who they are. Final question for you. And I know, and Aaron Rodgers was there at the ESPY Awards as well. I don't know if you guys came together or if it was a separate deal. But
oh yeah, well I saw him there, but it was a separate deal.
Right. What is your favorite memory about Aaron Rodgers?
Man, it was my 4th year. And I mean, we had Clay and Julius, right? Mm-hmm. One guaranteed Hall of Famer, another guy who I'm pretty sure will be there too, right? And we had some really good defensive backs, Morgan and HaHa back there. And, we had LaTroy, who was a vet, BJ, who was a vet. BJ is a Pro Bowler, a guy who I really looked up to because he was shorter like me, and he's from Jersey.
Right.
So I remember we were playing against the Cardinals, and it's in the playoffs, the divisional round. And coming out of halftime, like I'm always like late coming out the tunnel at halftime. Like I'm, using the bathroom, take my time, like, just rehydrating and whatnot.
Yeah.
And Aaron is running by me. He's like, kind of passed me on the behind, right? He's like, turn. I got this image of him turning his, the chin strap kind of hanging like how he has it.
Yeah.
He's like, hey man, Mike, lead him, Mike. Go ahead, you lead him, Mike. And I'm like, Aaron Rodgers. And mind you, I've been playing on this team for 4 years. It's still Aaron Rodgers, and he's telling me, lead them. And I'm like, do you not realize who we have on this defense? But he felt the confidence to tell me that. And that really let me know, like, man, I have some respect around here. And with that, I have to carry myself in a way in which a leader does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that just motivated me to keep working hard, just knowing that that's the way my peers view me. And Kevin Green said it to me the best when I was a rookie. I'm not doing OTAs because I had shoulder surgery earlier that year. And he said, you know what, Big Daniels? It's only what your teammates think about you. It only matters what your brothers think. That's how he talks,
Yeah,
Kevin
yeah.
Green, he's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But he told me the only thing that matters is what your brothers think. And I hold that to heart, man. Seriously.
Yeah.
What do your brothers think about you? Because the media can turn on you. They will. I mean, that's just and that's the nature of the game, right? And coaches might get down on you, organization might get down on you, but what do your brothers think?
Right.
And I remember when I got released, those guys didn't have to say all those really nice things about me that they did. But they did still.
Mm-hmm.
And I really appreciated it. And that let me know, man, even though I'm not on that team anymore, I still had a very positive impact because the way I really just appreciated the way everybody just showed love when they were asked about me, man. And that's something that, once again, that goes back to that camaraderie.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've lived this. Whenever you see a guy get released or traded or something like that, I don't want to say a part of you dies. I don't want to say the term dies, but you definitely feel a piece of you missing. Like, dang, man, that was the homie, man. Dang, it's a business at the end of the day, and that's just what it is. So
it is what it is.
Yeah,
it is what it is. Fantastic. Mike Daniels joins me here on the Rude Dog Show. Last but not least, give me your favorite anime character and why.
Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
There's a few, but he comes right to the mind because, first of all, that's the first character I ever cosplayed as in 6th grade. My mom used my shoulder pads as his cape, right? But anyway, and I wore some Timberlands instead of the brown moccasins, right?
Yeah.
But Piccolo, because of his stature, right? He is, he's the de facto black character, number one.
Mm-hmm.
And just like Knuckles from Sonic, they don't have a color, but they're black. And so that's number one. Number two, I mean, obviously with that, he's more identified. I can identify with him. He's different than everybody else. And then he just carries himself in a way that he commands respect. Vegeta's going to tell you, respect me, I'm the prince, and all this other stuff. Piccolo's like, you're going to respect me because of how I carry myself. I don't need to tell you to respect me. I don't need to tell you my accolades of who I am.
Right.
But you're going to respect me. And he has had it from every major villain except for Majin Buu, because by the time Majin Buu came, everybody was irrelevant unless he was Goku, Vegeta, or Gohan, right?
Right.
But Majin Buu still absorbed Piccolo because he needed his power. So what I'm saying is that he trained Gohan. Well, he was a bad guy first, and his battle with Goku is what truly made Dragon Ball start to turn the page into Dragon Ball Z. It's Dragon Ball throughout the whole manga, but then the anime is Dragon Ball Z from a time skip, like Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, right? It's a time skip. But with Piccolo, man, that fight with Goku, still one of the best fights in the whole series, man. And that was the first, like, hey, this series is definitely changing from comedy gag manga where we're chasing mystical orbs, the summon a dragon, and there's zany, kooky characters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People are dying. There's like demons. Right. You know what I'm saying? The world can be taken over if somebody doesn't step up to the plate, and that somebody's Goku. And turns around, he teams up with Goku. Why? Even though he's a villain, he understands that guy, yeah, he can kill you, and I can sit back and be cool with it. But he's going to be a threat, period. So we need to come together. Then he ended up training Goku's son because he saw, I need to have an ally. I will even train my enemy's son. Then hopefully I could turn him against his dad, right? Then he turns full circle and sacrifices himself for the kid, right? Like Piccolo is an awesome character. Comes back to Namek, puts hands on Frieza, beats the brakes off him. Then Frieza, you know, gets super strong and all that. But we see him put hands. He's the first one to put hands on Frieza. He's the first one to put hands on Cell. Yeah, Piccolo is a very solid character. And then even when it shows that there is a power difference between him and the Saiyans, his technique and his battle, his experience, right? His battle wisdom, his battle knowledge, his tactics. He still hangs with them. He still hangs with the big guys. Yeah. And you see that in Dragon Ball Super. So I definitely respect him because he exemplifies somebody who commands respect in all that he does. He's always on top of his work. And you seen in the latest movie, Goku and Vegeta went to him so he could teach them how to do the fusion dance. Like Piccolo is a key component to the story, man. Whether he's the strongest character or not, you got to respect that.
Sounds good to me. I'm gonna have to catch up on that. And we were talking earlier in the show. You're talking earlier in the show that Robotech's one of those things where they pulled it off. They didn't know how violent it was going to be. U.S. watchers weren't really a fan of people being obliterated and disintegrating. It's just one of those things. It just I don't know. I don't know if I'd let my kid.
Anime has had a very unique relationship with the censors in America. Very unique, and I'm glad it's really gotten past that because people now understand. Oh, this show isn't for my 7-year-old child. It's for preteens and teenagers.
Right. Yeah. Well, they got it right. It took them a while to do it, but they got it right. It only took 15 to 20 years to figure it out. But
the problem is they saw something animated and they say, "Oh, the cartoon." No, that's not it. That's not it. Like you look at Batman the Animated Series. Yeah. That's not really a kids show.
No, it isn't.
It's not really a kids show. There's so much drama and themes in that show. You're like, I think this might go past some kindergartners' heads.
Yeah, probably, and they're probably going to get bored quick.
Yeah, I know, right?
Likely not. Mike Daniels joins me here on the Rude Dog Show. We're out of time. Mike, thank you so much. It's been so great talking to you. It's been a while. We met at the ESPYs, but you know what? You're welcome back anytime. Oh, and by the by, NFL teams, this guy's ready. He's the guy on my left. He's ready to go. He just needs a phone call, look at his film, go to his Twitter account, give him a call. He's ready to go. He can get through guys. He can get through tackles and guards. Look at his resume. I mean, the numbers speak for itself, but what you're going to get is a non-character guy. He's a character in the locker room. He's got plenty of personality, but he gets it done on the field, and that's what really matters. Mike, thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you for that. Thank you very much for those words. Thanks for having me, and till next time, man.
Yeah. We will definitely do this again. Let me know, by the way, if you get a ringer from an NFL team. I'd really like to hear about that.
I'll let you know.
Appreciate
I will let you know if it doesn't go across the newsways as soon as it happens, because that's just That's just what happens.
That's how it is. Exactly. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on. Mike Downs joins me on the Rude Dog Show. This is Rudy Reyes. Tune in for this one. This is going to be a good one. You'll enjoy it. Thanks again, Mike. Take care.
Thank you. All right, bye.
Bye-bye.